Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Kind of old schooling it here in front of the camera. Usually, well, for the last year I only do in front of the camera when I do lives, and I just do voiceovers usually. But this is how I used to always do it. Just get in front of the camera and talk. So, thought I'd do it this way for at least the introduction. So yeah. Thank you, Misbehaved. She sent me the transcripts of Kegan Kline's interview. It's the interview that we saw a couple clips I played on my channel. The news did a couple clips where they played like a couple clips of Kegan. It was the one where I used for the voice comparison. It was that interview. But there was only like, I would say a total of what? Maybe a minute or two. I'm a little bit confused why they didn't end up putting out the whole interview like in video form. Since, I mean, they have the transcripts too. That's what I'm going to be reading you, the transcripts. But I'm not sure, like, why did they only release that, like, that little clip when they had, like, a whole interview here? Not sure. Maybe they are in the process of releasing it sometime. Or maybe they did and I just don't know about it. Because I haven't really been following this case in the last few weeks. Because I'm doing so many different cases. It's hard to keep up on them all. So I haven't actually really looked too much into this in the last couple weeks, but so let me know if it's just out and I just haven't seen it. But I have the transcripts for you guys. I'm gonna read them. They're really interesting. I was actually kind of surprised about some of the stuff in there. I think I'm surprised because of Carter's interviews that he did, like couple weeks ago. It would be after this interview. Well, I don't know when the interviews are all recorded. But the last few Carter interviews that we watched together, because he made it seem like, well, maybe it's just my perceiving it wrong, but I feel like listening to his interviews, it almost sounded like that he was saying that they didn't have, like, Kegan and his dad didn't have anything to do with the DELPHI murders. But I think it's just the way Carter, well, the way they're handling this case. They're very quiet, and that's fine. I understand they're doing it a certain way, and it's just how they have to do it. But so yeah, it's just interesting what some of the stuff that Kegan says. I feel like before reading this, I had it in my head that it wasn't them, that they didn't have anything to do with the murders. I thought maybe the profile had something to do with it. Maybe somebody was using it, and that's how they kind of got Libby and Abby to the bridge. But after reading this, it kind of seems like maybe at least law enforcement might still think that they do have something to do with it, which is crazy because if they think that there's a possibility that they do, that means they haven't ruled them out, right? So why haven't they ruled him out? Could they possibly have something to do with it? It kind of sounds like maybe the dad does. From this interview, well, there's a possibility that law enforcement might think that the dad has something to do with it. Let me know what you guys think. Like I said, I'm reading both parts. I changed the pitch of Kegan's part because I wanted it to sound different. So basically, I'm reading both parts, and if it's the same voice for both parts, it could get kind of confusing. So the part of Kegan, I made the pitch lower, so it sounded like two different people, so it's easier to follow. I am going to put the transcripts up on the screen, though, so you guys could read them as I'm reading it, so it's easy. That makes it easier to follow for some people. So yeah, let me know what you guys think after you hear it. I think what I'm going to do with this one, I think I'm just going to play it and then maybe do a separate live later this week, kind of discussing, so we could discuss it. So just so you guys could kind of just hear it first and take it in, and then we could discuss it this week on a live, maybe. I think that'd probably be the best way. It's important. This case it's got to get solved. It's driving me nuts that we have, the video and the audio, and we still are so clueless. So if there's something here, I want to know your guys' thoughts. If you think there is something here to this, I think it does make me start to doubt now, because I was after hearing Carter's interview and so much time passing, I was kind of like, okay, Kegan probably doesn't have anything to do with it. His dad probably doesn't. Nothing's come of it. But now I read this and I'm like, wait a minute. Does his dad have something to do with it? Is it his dad? All right, here it is. Let me know what you guys think. State of Indiana versus Kegan Kline. All right, videotaped interview of Kegan A. Kline by Barbara McDonald on December 9th, 2021. All right, Lynn M. Wheel, Maynard, court reporter, Miami Superior Court 2. Okay, so it's interview and questioning by Barbara McDonald. Kegan, well, it's supposed to be Kegan Kline. They spelled it wrong. So he's A, and Barbara McDonald, the interviewer, is Q. Hi, Kegan. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. My name is Barbara. We haven't met.
Yeah, I didn't know your name.
Do you realize your name? Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, it blacked real bad. I couldn't hear you for,
Oh, so are you aware that there's a bunch of news stories out there linking you to the Delphi murders?
Yeah, I saw that on the news.
And how do you feel about that?
I feel like I'm being harassed completely.
Did you have anything to do with the murders?
No.
Of Abby or Libby?
No, not at all. And I've gave up my DNA, a hair follicle test. I've done everything they wanted me to do.
Where were you on February 13th, 2017?
I was at my house. They have my GPS locations and everything.
And you were on, in Peru, Indiana?
Yeah?
Okay. That you created this fake profile, Anthony Schatz. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So Anthony Schatz was communicating with Libby.
That's what they...
Was that you?
That's what they said.
Was that you?
Not that I remember, but that's what they're saying.
So you may have been communicating with Libby, but maybe not.
Right.
And were you ever trying to meet these girls in real life?
No.
That you were talking to?
No, never.
So you were just asking for images?
Right.
And talk?
Right.
Did that cut out again?
Yeah, it's been cut now and...
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
So do you remember, the night of the 13th? The night that the girls went missing? Do you remember communicating with Kelsey German?
No, I don't.
Has anybody else had access to this Anthony Schatz login information?
I mean, I live with my dad, but I don't know.
Do you think your dad could have been accessing that profile?
Yeah, I do.
Do you think your dad could be involved in what happened to Abby and Libby?
No, because I was with him that day.
So you were both at home in Peru, Indiana?
Yeah, I live with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you know that he didn't have anything to do with the murders?
Right.
But you think he may have been using that profile to talk to girls?
Yeah, that's the only person that could have, because he lived there. You know what I mean?
So you guys had all access to the same electronic items?
Right, yeah.
So in the search warrant or the probable cause affidavit for the arrest for the charges that you're facing right now, it says that you had turned over a bunch of electronics when they first searched your home.
Right.
And when they did that search warrant on your home, did you know that that was regarding Abby and Libby's case?
No. They would not show me anything. I didn't even see the search warrant still to this day.
Really?
Yeah, on both times I've been... Because that happened in 2017, and then when I was arrested for these charges in August 19th, 2020, they still never showed me a search warrant.
Wow. So you don't know then what that search warrant, which case that was about, whether this was just...
No, I had no clue. I asked them, hey, what is this for? And they told me to shut the hell up and get in the car.
And so are you aware whether you may have talked to Libby on the 13th?
That's what they said. That's what the police tell me.
That you did?
Yeah.
And do you have any recollection of that?
No, not at all. And I've told them 100 times. I've done everything they've wanted me to. And it's like they're just harassing me.
So you were surprised that all this came out this week?
Oh, yeah. They told me they were going to put out something, and I said, that's fine with me. I don't care, I'm innocent. So you can put out whatever you want. And I have a friend in Texas that's texting me and telling me, hey, you're on the news here.
Yeah, and now it's all over.
Yeah.
It's national news.
right?
Have you talked to any other reporters
No, I have not.
since this happened?
No, I have not.
Do you have any interview requests?
I mean, I'm open to anything, but no.
Okay, so have you been cooperating with the investigators?
Yeah, 100%. Anything they ask me to.
And when was the last time you talked to any of these investigators?
This would have been Monday. They came to the jail on Monday.
So, and what did they want from you on Monday?
A polygraph test.
And what did you say?
I said, yeah. And they jogged me around for over an hour, and my lawyer was in there, and I told him, hey, like 3 or 4 times, hey, give me the polygraph test, and he won't. He didn't. He kept saying, no, I got more stuff to ask you.
So you never been polygraphed?
I have one time when it happened, because immediately I was like, well, give me a polygraph test. A DNA, whatever you want, I'll do anything.
And you did give them your DNA?
Yeah, yup, and a hair follicle test.
Okay, so what kinds of things have these investigators been talking to you about?
About more about my case here, and then my involvement with that, with the Delphi.
Okay.
Yeah.
And have you been to Delphi?
No, I was in Delphi in high school for a football game, but that's the only time I've ever been to Delphi.
Have you ever been out to the Monon High Bridge?
I have no clue where it even is. I couldn't even tell you how to get to Delphi.
So why do you think investigators are putting so much focus on you right now?
I have no clue. I think it's because they said I was the last person to talk to her, is what they told me.
Oh. And then she shows up at the bridge and they're abducted and later found dead.
Right.
And that was not you.
No, 100% no. They have my GPS the whole day.
And how do they have your GPS for the whole day? From your phone?
Well, from my phone, yeah.
Okay.
They can. I don't know how they do it, but yeah. And he showed me. He showed me that day. All my GPS locations. You know what I mean?
And none of them were in Delphi?
No, not even close.
Do you think investigators are thinking that your dad could be involved in the murders?
Well, I know about 2 Fridays ago, or it was, I think it was 3 Fridays ago, they raided him. And I'm not sure what it was about or what, but on the news I saw them show the house, and then his neighbor talked to the police and said, or talked to the reporter and said that he was raided. But I've tried to contact him. He won't contact me back, so I don't know.
So what is your relationship like today?
We today with my dad,
Yeah.
we don't talk at all. But up until,
And why is that?
I don't know, up until about 2-3 weeks ago, he would talk to me every day. Come out and view me at the visit or have a visit with me all the time.
Mm-hmm.
A few times a week. He'd put money on my books. I mean, we would talk every day almost.
And so he has been sort of ghosting you then?
Yup.
Since
Yup.
the last, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Since the raid on his house?
Yeah.
Does that sound to you like he's scared?
I would think. Because I have no reason why he wouldn't want to talk to me. You know what I mean? I'm his only child. I mean, we had a great relationship.
Do you think he's the type of person who could have killed these girls?
I don't think so, because I was with him. You know what I mean? So I know it wasn't him. But in his past, he's beaten up his ex-wife. I mean, he's held guns to us as when we were kids, you know what I mean? Like, he's not really a great person, you know what I mean?
So he's been violent?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Can I ask you, do you know who Ron Logan is?
No, I don't.
Ron Logan is the property owner where the girls' bodies were found out by the bridge.
Oh, okay.
Do you know if your father knows him?
I have no clue. I've never heard that name before.
Interesting. So has your father ever stopped communicating with you before this?
No. When I got arrested in August 19th, 2020, he didn't talk to me for about 5 months. And then just one day, I think it was April, he just started talking to me again. But yeah, I mean, my whole life, we've always had a great relationship. My whole life. Besides when I was a kid, you know? And
what do you mean besides when you were a kid? Was he abusive?
Yeah, real bad.
In what way?
Physical and emotional. A lot. Pretty much emotional my whole life.
So tell me about the 13th. What were you guys doing all day that you know for sure he was with you the whole day?
Well, he doesn't work on Monday through Saturday, and Monday or Sunday and Monday, so we would just hang out at the house, go to my grandparents. But I remember that day we watched a wrestling pay-per-view that night, and he was at my grandparents' house with me around 5 and 6, and then the rest of the night, but he usually sleeps, because he works third shift, so...
Okay.
He normally sleeps until about 1 or 2, and then we wake up, get lunch, stuff like that.
Okay, so you know that he was with you from 1 or 2 Monday the 13th.
Right.
Throughout the evening.
Right, yeah.
So how do you reconcile this in your head, this focus on you?
I have no clue. I've asked them. I'm like, what else do you want me to do? You know what I mean? And it's like they're harassing me. They will not stop. It's like I've done everything they want. They went through all my phones. They know everything about me. They've talked to people that I know. You know what I mean? It's like they will not stop.
But you are involved in child pornography.
The charges against me, yeah.
So, in one of those trying to solicit a child to meet you for sex?
That's what they said, but the evidence in my thing doesn't show anything like that.
Okay, but maybe somebody else was using that profile and trying to do that?
Right.
But your dad would be the only other person who would have access to that profile.
Yeah, yes.
What would you like to ask your father right now?
Really? I texted him the other day and just asked, why are you believing everyone over your own son? You know what I mean? I don't get, I'm his only son and daughter. I'm an only child. It's why are you just giving up on me over nothing? Well, I mean, I get it's not over nothing, but why? We were fine 2 weeks ago, and then they raid you, and it's now you're not gonna talk to me?
Do you remember who the investigators were that came to talk to you?
It was one, you mean last week?
Yeah.
Yeah, Trooper Vito is his name. Vido.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so he was by himself and he came and saw you on Monday?
Yeah.
And then they said, we're going to release something tonight.
Yeah.
Were they trying to get something from you that day?
Yeah, because I was supposed to do a polygraph test that day.
And you said you agreed, but they didn't follow through.
Yeah, 3 or 4 times I said, are you going to do it? And he just keeps dragging it on. And I told him, hey, I'll do it right now. Just give me the polygraph test. And he wouldn't. And then they take 3 guys out of my cell block down there to ask them questions about me that night.
Do you know what they said?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Have you followed the case of Abby and Libby at all?
No, not really.
Since it happened?
No. Mm-mm.
What do you want people to know about you?
That I'm innocent of this, and I would love to find out who did it. There's 2 kids that died. You know what I mean? And I just want them to know it's not me. And I've gave everything to the state police that they've asked. Everything.
There was, when they collected your electronics back in was that 2017?
Yeah.
They took all of your...
Yeah.
In one phone? You said you found a few days later and you called them and you said, I have this?
It was immediately after I got home. They did a whole interview with me and then took me home. An officer did. And it was right there on the counter. And I was like, what the hell? So I called them immediately from my dad's phone and told them, hey, there's a phone that you guys didn't get. They came the next day and got it.
And you had deleted some things from some of your electronics?
I deleted an application, yeah.
And what app was that?
I think it was Kik, K-I-K.
And why did you delete that app?
I don't know. I really don't know. But they got me for obstruction of justice for that. There was a woman that I talked to there. Her name was Tracy. It started with a K, but she was with Child Protective something. And I was like, well, if she goes, just be done with it. And I was like, well, I'm going to delete everything. And she goes, yeah, that's fine. Just And so I did that. They still hit me with obstruction of justice 2 times for that, even though she said it was okay to do that. I told her, hey, this is a big wake up, you know what I mean?
And so your attorney?
Yeah, Andrew Akey.
Akey?
Yeah.
And what is he telling you about what's going on?
Well, see, he's not my attorney for DELPHI. The DELPHI case, so he can't really talk to me about it.
Oh.
Yeah, so I have no legal representation or nothing.
Oh, so you don't have a lawyer with you when you're talking to them?
No, I did that last time. He sat in, but like he told me before, I'm not your lawyer for this, so I'm just gonna sit here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So do you feel like you're being pegged for this murder?
Yeah.
Do you?
And they've contacted my whole family, all my friends, and now no one talks to me anymore because of this. Because they all think I'm some terrible person or something.
Well, and I mean, you were committing crimes against children.
Right.
You were asking children to send you inappropriate images, correct?
Right, yeah.
So, I mean, you were doing some things wrong.
Right.
But you draw the line at you never met these girls.
Yeah, never.
No. After this happened, did your father follow this case at all, do you know?
No, not that I know of. No.
And tell me about Anthony Schatz. Why did you create that profile?
I don't really know. I was just lonely, you know what I mean? Just talking to people. I don't know why I did it really.
Where did the name come from?
My middle name is Anthony.
On your profile, were they true? Did you own a marijuana delivery business at one point?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
Yeah, in Las Vegas, yes.
Okay. And what years was that operating?
2017 and 18.
And so when did you move out to Las Vegas?
Like June of 2017.
Okay. And you worked as a casino dealer out in Vegas as well?
No, I didn't.
Okay. And what about armed security guard? Did you ever do that?
No, but I worked. Well, not really, no. So no. But I did help one of my friends. I was a bounty hunter out there. But no, I wouldn't say that. I didn't pay taxes or anything for it, so...
Okay.
You know what I mean? Technically, it wasn't a job.
So you weren't, like, licensed or anything as a bounty hunter?
No.
Okay. Were you carrying a weapon?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't expecting to hear any of this, from you. I'm surprised that you don't have an attorney representing you on these charges.
Yeah.
So there's a podcast that's been released where one of your friends supposedly talked to a podcast host and said you were into all kinds of dark things. You were out on the dark web. Is that true?
No, dark things? What?
Well, I mean, so to some people, child pornography could be a dark thing.
Yeah, but I didn't discuss any of that with any of my friends or nothing like that.
Okay. So, but that was something you and your father both shared. You knew that about him and he knew that about you?
I wouldn't say that he knew that about me. I wouldn't, because he told the officers that he didn't know, so I don't know.
Into child pornography?
Right.
And how long have you known that about your father?
I mean, I can remember being around 20 years old and him having sex with one of my friends that was underage. I was about 19, I'd say, and she was about 17.
Oh.
Yeah, and he's a grown man. He's in his 40s probably by then.
Do you know what age he prefers?
I do not know.
But he likes young women.
Right.
And has he been violent with some of these women?
Yeah, his ex-wife, yeah. He's been to jail over beating her up, yeah.
And does he have any substance abuse problems?
I mean, I know he takes prescription pills. I'm not sure if he's abusing them or not. I don't know. That I don't know.
Does he drink alcohol or use any drugs?
Not anymore, but I know he used to, yeah.
Okay. So when did you first find out that your name was out there? Was that yesterday or day before?
It would have been Tuesday. Tuesday night at 7 on the news. It was what opened the news was my face and them talking about me.
And what went through your mind when you saw that?
That's crazy that they're putting this out there. because they've done this to a few other people with that Delphi case. Put their face out in the news and everything.
And so you think you're just the latest target?
Right.
How much did you weigh in February of 2017? Do you recall?
How much did I would say 300, 310 maybe.
And how tall are you?
I'm like 5'11", 6 foot.
And how tall is your father?
About the same height.
And what is his weight? Do you know?
Now I would say probably, I'm not sure, 280 maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know you say he was with you that day, but would your father be capable of going out and walking this bridge and killing 2 girls? Would he physically be capable of doing that?
Yeah. He hunts and he's got to pull out deer. So, I mean, yeah, I would think he'd be capable of doing it. But yeah.
But you know he was with you.
Yeah.
I'm worried that the clock is going to run out on our interview here pretty soon. Is there anything I haven't asked you about that you want people to know?
Just that I'm innocent. That's it.
And do you think you're going to be charged with anything related to Abby and Libby's murder?
No, I don't.
So the state police haven't threatened that?
No.
Do you feel like they're trying to get you to pin this on your dad?
Yes, I do.
And that's probably why he's not speaking to you?
Right. Because when I first got arrested, they told me that they knew it was my dad, and if I tell them, all my charges will be dropped.
They told you that last year?
Like not drop, but go away. Pretty much is what they said.
And they told you that last year when you were arrested?
Yeah, August 19th.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'd like to set up another interview with you tomorrow if that's okay with you.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Is there a time of day that's best for you?
Probably around the same time if that's possible.
You cut out.
Probably about...
What time?
Probably about the same time, 2 o'clock if that's okay.
2 o'clock?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
All right, because I'm worried that this is going to cut out here at 25 minutes, and we're almost there. I really appreciate you agreeing to talk to me, and I know you want to get your story out, but I would certainly appreciate it if you would not give any other interviews.
Yeah, okay.
And are you okay with me recording this interview?
Yeah.
Are you okay with me putting this on television?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Kegan. I do appreciate your time today. I'm going to let you go, and I will schedule another appointment for tomorrow at 2.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Talk to you later. You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Really, 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 really need your love. I'm begging you to be kind. I'm begging you to be kind.